Okay, I would like you guys to take turns to present to me at least one of your projects that you're doing that will bring in the computational thinking. So answer according to how I had you do the paper, the curriculum. But you don't have to give me like the full breakdown of everything, but what are the lessons that are going to be learned, what's going to be covered in it, and kind of like an overview of it. Okay? Who wants to go first?
Okay, ours is the cooking and baking program, which initially you guys might think, oh, okay, you have just recipes and stuff like that. But computational thinking is integrated in cooking and baking because recipes are versatile. So you guys obviously, you have just a guideline. But depending on whether you have food allergies or if you don't like a particular ingredient, you can always, what we're going to do is we're going to teach the kids like the importance of ingredients, expiration dates for them, certain techniques and why they're more important in using it in certain types of food, how to achieve the type of texture that you would want, and substitutes for any types of ingredients that you may not have, or if you cannot consume those ingredients anymore. So that's what we're going to go for.
And what's the computational thinking concepts that you're going to make sure that they understand? How are you going to take them through the computational thinking process?
So for our first part on how we're going to deal with that is we are starting off with something very basic like a cookie dough that can be manipulated into whatever thing they want. But first we're going to talk to them about what computational thinking is and what we expect out of them, and we want them to start thinking outside the box for them to start getting creative.
Okay.
So that's how we're going to start having
So that's our plan. We're going to have that spread out for 2 weeks. The first week we're going to apply the decomposition and pattern recognition skills.
Okay.
So as Gloria said, we're going to introduce the definition to the participants, and then we're going to introduce the recipe. Then from the recipe, we're going to teach them to decompose the recipe and recognize the certain ingredients.
Okay.
And then
portion-wise, like how much you need, and then look at serving-wise, and then like if you need to make it. Eventually, we're gonna start. So we're starting from simple to like more advanced.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, first you're gonna think simple snacks for yourself, and just for yourself only, and then like when you start getting more comfortable, and then you're gonna start thinking about, oh, okay, other people, what they might like, and like if you have to do for bigger events like holidays or that kind of stuff, then you can start multiplying, like obviously using mathematics in making the recipe for a
bigger person.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So how would a decomposition thing look like?
so decomposition
In your program.
In my program, just first recognize the recipe and how to break it down. And it's also pattern recognition when we're going to identify the principal patterns. Like, for example, cookies are baked at 335 degrees. Chicken must be cooked until the inner temperature reach 160 degrees. So
Okay.
lime juice can be substituted with vinegar because they have a similar taste. Then the second week that we're gonna do pattern generalization and algorithm design.
Okay.
Where we repeat to them the definition, recall and the definition that we taught them the first week, and give them the brief explanation of our new expectation for them. And then we're gonna recall the basic recipe we taught them the first week. Then we're gonna allow them to go shopping in our pantry.
Okay.
So they're gonna go in and pick the ingredients that they want with the all ingredient that they actually recall from the recipe. And then we're gonna discuss what they want to do, that sounds good to everyone, and then they try it out.
Okay.
So it's try and errors method, and then after each day we write down the recipe, how they like it or not, if it works or not, we still write it down because we want to know how things go.
Okay, very good. Yeah, the cooking lends itself really well to this kind of computational thinking. I would also suggest for each of you guys, you research some of the apps that are out there and have your students use the apps. There's apps in music, there's apps in cooking, there's apps in everything to make things simpler. But sometimes they're not the best way, and they might have better ideas how to make things better. So very good. Thank you too for going first on that.